It is The Prodigy. It's a bit of Breathe by The Prodigy. And here's a question, well, a couple of questions for our guests. As we are joined by Ed and Phil from Radiohead in 1997, the year of your acclaimed, but obviously technically challenging headline set at Glastonbury. You were on the Saturday night. The Prodigy did the Friday night. Who did Sunday? Can you remember? It's a sort of curveball. It's a slightly trick question.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't The Who, no.
No. I imagine
no idea.
I imagine you're long gone. You're on a beach by then, are you? Sunday, we're gone.
No idea, I'm afraid.
Was supposed to be Steve Winwood, who pulled out quite close to the event. In the end, it was Ash.
Okay.
And this, as your supplementary, even though you didn't get that one, can you remember any of the bands who were beneath you on the bill 20 years ago?
Yeah, it was Ocean Colour Scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, they went on before us.
Your ideal warm-up. They're still talking about that Ocean Colour Scene gig. So, not right from the bottom, but reading upwards, on that day, the famous day, Nancy Griffith, Ray Davies, Cast, Dodgy, and then Ocean Colour Scene.
Wow.
And then you.
Yeah.
Which is still, I imagine, would you say that set is the most bootlegged ever Radiohead performance, do you think? Or are there other contenders?
Well, I mean, we're probably not the right people to ask about whether it's been who bootlegs our material, but
you must have suspicions.
Well, in terms of people referencing, I mean, it's been funny because like the last week and a half we've been doing a few interviews and coming up to this, so it's not something we sort of reference. So we're not every couple of weeks going, you remember that 97? That was a champagne moment. No. So it's the first time we've kind of had to address it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, what we felt on stage is very different from what came back. But
absolutely. But the whole process of it as well. Yeah. Going back through all the archive stuff as well.
That's true.
What has it been like reliving the past? Because you're not a band who looks backwards particularly, are you? It feels like you move straight on, and in some cases it probably takes you a while to reconcile yourself with parts of your past.
I think actually what's been really good about this process is the fact that we've been able to go back and rediscover those tracks, like Lift, Man of War, I Promise, which just didn't see the light of day at the time. So that actually kind of makes it feel slightly more current, because there's something new to offer there.
Yes, yeah. It's taken you 20 years to get someone to look in that cupboard, though, is it? So, what's still there?
Well, it's also because when we left EMI and put In Rainbows out, we had to say goodbye. We knew we were saying goodbye to our back catalogue, in a way. And the way that we work, it's about the relationships with people within the industry and stuff like that. So that you have, if people at Excel come up and go, you know what, we should look at this. You go, oh, okay, there's a trust there. But if it's somebody on an alien label who we don't know, we have no relationship with, then you kind of go like, well, you just want to make some money, don't you? So it puts your...
You've finally seen through the music industry, have you?
Yeah, that's right. No, it's Excel very cunning. We want to make some money, but we're very cuddly and nice. And we'll do a good job.
Was there much other stuff around, and why were these tracks left behind? I mean, I Promise, we've heard a lot, and Lift got an airing yesterday, but Man of War, what was wrong with Man of War? Why was that kept locked in the tower?
Because Man of War, it emerged around the time of the B-sides for the Bends.
Right.
And we never, when we were playing it live then, and by the time we came to record OK Computer, it was an old song, in inverted commas. We'd been playing it for about a year. When the Bends was released, we carried on doing this recording with Nigel, and we did The War Child, we did Lucky, and we were sort of on a roll. And I think it was just too many songs, if you like. When we finished OK Computer, 98, we did have another look at Man of War, but by then we're moving away from that kind of song, which was a big sort of anthemic guitar, song. So kind of like it can be very frustrating when a song has a particular sound. If you don't grab it at that moment, at that time, you've moved on 2 years later, and that song doesn't make sense anymore. It's missed its chance. Yeah.
And do you know how many songs you've actually released as Radiohead?
No.
Do you? I think that's
Well,
you do.
see, I can't say a hand on heart that I've spent time myself counting them all, but I did find a website yesterday which listed 157 in order of not release, not chronologically, in order of how good they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What came number one?
What's the bottom?
Well, do you want?
Yeah, come on.
So at 157,
Yeah,
Pop is Dead.
fair enough.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that was a single.
Pop is Dead, one end, 157. The number one on this website, True Love Waits.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was expecting it to be something which had probably been around a little longer and
Yeah.
probably become embedded in a fan's, mindset. But no, True Love Waits.
That's interesting.
Are there occasions where, due to the democracy of being in a band, are there times when you have binned a song that you really liked, but the rest of the band, they just weren't having it?
Yeah. And also vice versa. Like a song that's made the album that you go, I can't stand that track.
Right.
Well, you want to know what that track is. What did he do?
You walked straight into that one, young man.
Yeah. When we made Amnesiac, I didn't like Life in a Glass House. I liked the track, but at the time I thought it was a bit, it was a bit Sting, a band doing jazz kind of thing. And it's not. And it was, and I'm pleased that it did go on the record, and I was wrong.
Right.
But that's what I felt at the time.
if there is a track and eventually gets red carded, it's not going on the record, are you tempted to just squirrel it away and think, use that on the solo album?
No.
But
You
also,
thought about it for a second.
No, but there's stuff. I mean, as Ed was saying earlier on, stuff can sound wrong at a particular point, and you put it on the shelf, and you come back to it a decade later, and actually it works.
Yeah, I wanted on Amnesia. There was a track. It was between. I wanted Cut Tooth, which was a B-side.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been great on the record, but that it wasn't having it. I mean, I think the thing is, you can tell the albums that have a cohesiveness. Everybody's in agreement. I think the ones that are kind of maybe not as in focus are the ones where maybe a couple of people think, "Wow, that's not great," but 3 people think it's. And of course, one of those 3 people has to be Tom, who has to, to include it on the record. So when we've been really in focus, everything, we've all been in agreement. I think it's just the nature of a kind of democracy.
Some albums have probably had rather more bonus tracks and
Yeah.
might have been.
Yeah, I mean, Hail to the Thief was probably too long. It was. We didn't go there editorially. There were too many tracks on it, and if we cut a bit of the fat off that one, it might have been a bit.
I just because it suddenly occurred to me, having mentioned the solo album. Come on, Ed.
What? Are you waiting?
Look, everyone. Look, what I'm saying is, if Cozza gets there first, you will never live it down. Not now. He's been on 6 Music, bigging himself up, saying that he should have been the guitarist all along. Never wanted to be the bassist.
Colin said that.
No, have you not heard the clip?
No, did he say
Yeah,
that?
he said, Well, I was learning guitar with Tom. I never wanted to be the bassist. He's been plotting for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So you can't let him get there first.
Whatever.
I thought the gauntlet would be laid down. No. All right. Talking about making records, though, Moonshaped Port is a great endorsement of your art. That with all this noise around these days, Radiohead records still stop buses. I mean, it really. Well, it does. People turn their heads, don't they? When we played Burn the Witch twice in a row, you could feel people just stopping and listening, which is something which doesn't happen so much anymore.
Well, we're very lucky, aren't we? I mean, I think we just do what we do, and I wonder why that is. I mean, is it just, I don't know.
No one knows what to expect.
No, exactly. I guess so, yeah. The thing that you will always hope about Radiohead that's really important, and I hope that we have, is authentic. We've sort of wear our hearts on our sleeves. We're not celebrities, but we do it for what we consider the right reasons, the music. So if that's your focus and that's the thing, then hopefully the music follows on from that and the rest. So it's really not rocket science in a way. I mean, it's just sometimes you stray from the path, don't you? You make mistakes and you learn from that stuff, but you just keep being good.
Do you have a Tom York diviner? where you get little clues of where Tom might be going this time. But when he's, or when he's about to explode with ideas, that there is something coming. When his musical sap is rising, do you know?
If you go back to, records like the Bends, OK Computer, actually the sap was very evident. You would come to it and you would have these endless cassettes of demos, acoustic versions of the songs, and each one was a knockout song, really, wasn't it? And you see that Tom's in a good spot. You see that collectively everybody is of a mind, and it's been interesting with A Moon-Shaped Pool, and also with King of Limbs before that, wasn't it? Because those albums very much happened in the studio, so you're kind of talking like small increments of progress. That's what it feels like. So you don't have those kind of eureka moments where you think, wow, there it is. It's all happening now. But I think with hindsight, you look back and actually see that collectively, you have those moments where it does all come into focus.
I was saying this to Prophets of Rage the other week, but given what the times that we're living in, I just feel sorry for Tom because there's nothing to write about.
Yeah,
So, must be really hard. Yeah, must be really hard for somebody like Tom York to watch the news and then think, I've got to write a song about this.
Yeah,
nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing at all. That was a good interview, by the way. Enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Great. And it feels a bit like the 70s again, doesn't it? The 80s, when there's a lot now. People are waking up, aren't they, from the slumber, that there is stuff to process and to shout against and to challenge.
We'll see where we head. It's been lovely seeing you. It is pointless asking this, but I'm going to anyway. What can we expect from the headline set?
25 songs.
25, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought we'd got a fact. Look, all right, okay. Does it have pyros?
Oh.
It's got a very good light show.
Yeah.
Does it have remote-controlled wristbands?
No.
No, what are you
That
doing?
was good, I know. Someone said this the other day, said, have you got anything planned for... And we're like, what? Set? What more do you want? And apparently the Glastonbury headline thing has become you've got to have a special guest at the end. So we have to compete with Barry Gibb. So maybe we should get Shirley Bassey or someone.
That'd be an honour.
And you've got to have pyros and you've got to do all this stuff now. And it's like, we're a bit cheapskate for that. We're a bit low rent.
We're the bad bonfire party, aren't we?
That was
A little bit of dunking apples or something.
Yeah, that's right. Just the simple stuff.
It would be great just nip down the newsagent and just come back with a £20 box of fireworks and go, here you go, set these. Help yourself, set these. When we do a good bit in the set, you just set these off.
Yeah.
Knock
We'll get
yourself
someone
out.
doing the old balloon animals on the side of the stage instead of throwing them out. There you go, guys. Have fun with these.
You can hear it live on Six Music later this evening. It is Radiohead's Ed Phil. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thanks,
Steve.
Cheers.